All right, welcome on back, everybody, to First CSP, channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issue from all councils in Scouting America, both past and present. Previously on the Okaw Valley episode, we had mentioned the rainbow, and so I thought it only fitting that we come back in this episode and highlight Rainbow 702. Council actually was a name change back in 1928 from Joliet 702 and has remained Rainbow Council ever since. They actually did produce a patch considered a pre-CSP that we do have as part of our collection, so we're going to start with that one. Let's head on over to the patch table. So this is TA1 from Rainbow Council, defined by its black cut edge border, pale blue-gray sky, and black lettering. This was produced in 1953 as a Jamboree issue patch. Really, really nice design. And you can see it does follow with what we expect as far as construction styles from those 50s and 60s patches. So we've got kind of the gauze back. It is generally a cloth back. But we have a pretty nice example of the TA1 from the Rainbow Council. Really great imagery here of the scout. Looks like the trapper and the Native American all together, hopefully bringing peace, as scouts do try to do. But really great issue. And then we can follow that up with the first regular issue from the Rainbow Council, which actually did come in two variants. We have the S2A and S2B that we'll take a look at here. So the S2A defined by its white border, dark blue background. We've got a light green fleur-de-lis here. And the S2A is very specifically defined by the stitching on the second gentleman's hat, and we can see that that stitching is vertical. So a vertically stitched gray hat is the S2A. So you can see we have a label on the back. It is a more modern plastic back type patch. There we have the S2A. And as you can imagine, if the vertical stitched hat is the S2A, then the S2B must be, that's right, a horizontally stitched hat. So here the stitching is going horizontally, whereas in the S2A the stitching was going vertically. You can also see that the S2B edition here does appear to be a slightly updated production run. It just looks just a tad bit more crisp when comparing the two production issues. Here we have this label on the back. There's the back for the S2B. I'm going to go ahead and put both the regular issues on screen at the same time so we can kind of see the comparisons here. Again, the defining characteristic is the hat, but you can find little variations that are somewhat clear. We're going to see much bolder lines on the patchwork of the canoe here in our S2A, and much more refined thin lines. That's not mentioned in the collection guide, but it's fairly visible when you're looking at the two by comparison. We get slightly thicker, bolder wave lines in the water here on the S2B. We can see kind of a thinner, smaller, this is almost more raised, water lines here in the S2A version as well. A little bit stronger, bolder print where we see Illinois in the S2B, a little bit less bold of the text in the S2A. So looking at those by comparison, this appears in our version to be a bit of a thread run on the first person in the canoe. That probably doesn't hold in all of the S2A patches, you're probably going to be able to see this person's arm. Sometimes people will list thread runs on sales as errors. It's not an error per se. It just happens to be a thread run or a thread break during the production run, and that does happen. Seem to have lost our focus a little bit. See if we can get it. There we go. Focus a little bit better there. So I think ours has a particular thread run in the S2A that's probably not present in all of them. But the defining characteristic as far as the collection guide does reference is we see the vertical stitching on the gray hat in the S2A, and we have horizontal stitching in the S2B. This being the first regular issue, and then we also have the pre-csp. Let's put up pre-csp just one more time. So there's the first regular issue, which is the vertical stitching on the hat. And here's our pre-csp. Not quite enough room for both. But both really great issues out of the Rainbow Council. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please do continue to like, subscribe, and share this content with others. We're really enjoying bringing you the collection. We hope that you are enjoying it as well. If there's something that you would like to see, or maybe that you've never seen and would like to suggest us have on the channel, we'd be happy to do that for you. By all means, just throw it down in the comments. And with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode tomorrow.